it's embarrassment to be on stage. But I think it's people like you, it's people like all of us who build an inclusive world for everybody. So thank you very much for everything that you're doing, everything that every one of us is doing to make this possible. Ashwin, my dear friend at Infosys, has always told me, we must do something to build a more inclusive world. And there is no doubt that we have to do something and do a lot more than we are currently. This morning, Rotarian Jitendra spoke about making venues accessible. He spoke about go to every building and see if they have the provisions to make that building accessible. Today, I'm urging every one of you to go beyond accessibility, to go beyond accommodations, to addressing the aspirations of people with disability. Today, listening to all the people who received these honors, it was fascinating to see the kind of talent there is, untapped, waiting to actually show itself to the world. So can we have a huge round of applause for all the honorees and all the good Samaritans who have done a lot of work in this space. It is indeed a special day. Modern medicine is a nuisance. You agree with me? In one way, modern medicine, it has its benefits, but it has also extended the possible lifespans of human beings. What it means is, today, the statistics is about 15% of the world's population lives with some form of disability. Interestingly, as the world ages, every one of us is likely to experience some form of disability. Do you agree with me? Yes. We will find the need for support to do work that we were doing very comfortably some years ago. And therefore it becomes even more important for every one of us to be sensitive to the needs of persons with disability. I was speaking at a forum in Barcelona, and I said, it's great to make a building accessible. Yeah, this is a building, make it accessible. It's good to make a facility accessible. Who is going to make public infrastructure accessible? Who's going to make our roads safer and more accessible for everybody? So I think we have a role as citizens of a larger community that's constantly looking out and doing everything we can in small ways to make the world a happier place for everyone. At Infosys, which I represent, we believe that technology is a great enabler for inclusion. Having said that, I think one of the big things that I'm pushing now is saying any software that is developed for any purpose should be digitally accessible. It should be made so that anybody can use it. Yeah? So we are trying to make software that is accessible by design. It's a fundamental principle. You will think, my God, is that a big innovation? Of course it's not. But it's a thinking that nobody had. Can you believe it? Nobody actually thought who is going to use this software. And they made it for 80% of the world, conveniently leaving out a very large 20% of the world from this development. And that's the piece we're trying to address. So it was very heartening to listen to Rotarian Jitendra speaking about the wonderful work that Rotary is leading. I was completely floored, very, very inspired. This year, in fact yesterday, on the eve of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, Infosys has launched an internship program for persons with disabilities to build a talent pipeline in the community for the industry. Yeah? We hope through this program we will have more and more people participating. You remember Rotarian Jitendra spoke about that 35% which needs employment. It is my hope that everybody is able to access and leverage technology as an enabler and participate in the growth of this great nation. Participate to address their aspirations, participate to address and fulfill their dreams. It's an opportunity for all of us to work together, and I'm committing myself. I was telling Ashwin, very interestingly, 41 years ago, you can calculate my age, 41 years ago, I stood in this hall and won the inter-school Rotary debating trophy, standing up here. I was just around the month of November, December, so there's a sense of deja vu. You will not believe when I came here this morning, I was standing in front of the building and I could not recognize it. Yeah? I mean, that's how time flies. There's so many hotels, pubs, bars, and I was looking out for the Rotary House of Friendship. I remember we were taught then the Rotary four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better relationships? And will it be beneficial to everyone? I remember we were taught this in school, and I thought, wow. But I have to confess, these 4 points have constantly been my personal compass in my journey of life. And I think every time you do something, just ask yourself that first question. Is it the truth? And many times you stop short. Because guess what? That first point itself is so powerful. You know, if you get past the first one, then you can talk about building goodwill and everything else for everybody. So I think Rotary as a forum, and every one of you is blessed to be associated with Rotary, because every one of you has given yourselves the power to be a positive influence to the community. I mean, Rotary's reputation for doing good is legendary, and may your tribe increase. You know, a Rotarian Jitendra said, I hope we continue to increase the membership. Imagine if the whole world became the Rotary fraternity. Just imagine what a wonderful place the world would be. Yeah? Sensitive, caring, inclusive people. Wow. It sounds like the definition of God. But that's what I hope every one of us is able to do as we journey through life, taking everybody with us. I know I'm standing between lunch, that important time of the day, and everyone is struggling hard to pay attention to what I'm saying. So I'm going to stop here with my best wishes to Rotary, wonderful wishes to all our beautiful awardees, all the workers, all the people who've done some amazing work behind the scenes. I know Chandana, you must be the happiest person that the program went exactly per plan. She came to me and she whispered, there are a few extra things we are doing. I said, just do it. Because guess what, everyone's enjoying it. Yeah? And of course, you know, I have to admit, Kranti, your name itself is the revolution that you're leading. And I wish you the very, very best. Thank you so much. You know an MC with a smile on his face, constantly cheering and buoying the mood of the audience is a tough act. And yet we have a person with this kind of caliber who is actually giving us the energy to move on. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. And for your motivational words also. And you said about internship training in Infosys also. So all of us, let's use it actually. Those people who are interested, let's ask her, keep in touch with her, and see that how that internship can be useful.
So I have to say we've launched a platform, a software platform. It's called Infosys Springboard. You can go anywhere from any device. You can just log into Infosys Springboard. Register yourself. It's a free learning platform for anything that you want to learn around the world. It has some of the best content curated by specialists. So I'm inviting every one of you to become active on Infosys Springboard and start learning. We've taken a goal that by 2025 we will reach 10 million plus learners around the world leveraging the Infosys Springboard. That is one drop, in this big ocean of good that needs to be done to create inclusion for everyone. So, have you reached Infosys Springboard? Are you able to Google it? Quickly on your mobile you can do it. It is completely accessible. That's a very good question. That's a very good question, and we're continuing to improve the experience on accessibility, and I think as we're doing that, we're learning a lot, because you have content providers from around the world, excellent content, but many times they are not accessible. So there's a whole piece around redoing a lot of that content. So I apologize if some of that you can't access right now, but we're working to improve that experience.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. And definitely Rotary